Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm outside. Look at this. It's a nature witch. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Witch Weekly with yours truly. And for those of you who might be tuning in for the really very first time, that was English, I promise. I'm not editing this. I'm not redoing this. This is real life. And, but thank you. For those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, my name is Lauren Ann Dauphin. And I live currently in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I am an intuitive tarot reader, an astrologer, an eclectic witch, a crystal healer, herbal enthusiast, maker up spell bags, and I come in every week with an episode with some Astro Alchemy, some tarot healing guidance. Sometimes we peek into the crystal corner. Other times we just see what comes up. And today I have no notes. Today I am just going off of the rawness and the realness of intuition, and whatever comes up pops up. I am in a different location than normal. I am sitting next to a gorgeous fire pit, which is not lit right now. And I want to chat a little bit about some astrology. I'm going to do some tarot. I also want to first give you some really incredible announcements. So right now, I'm doing a giveaway. I hit 1,000 followers, so I've decided to do a giveaway. I am giving away a 30-minute tarot healing session with me. So there's a post in my feed. Pop over there. I've been posting it in my stories, so there's a link to it. Go over and check it out so you can enter to possibly win a free reading with me. Next Sunday, I'll still be doing the Witch Weekly, but I will also be on a podcast with the fabulous Jamie Black. She is Jamie Black Music on Instagram. I will put her tag in the notes, in the copy. And her podcast is the Silver Lake Priestess Podcast. She's an incredible musician. She's a witch. She's wonderful. She's magical and dreamy, and I cannot wait to sit down with her, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. So tune in next Sunday night. It'll be 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, over on her Facebook and YouTube, and then it'll be archived. You can watch and listen to it whenever you'd like. The following Sunday, May 30th, which is Memorial Day weekend, you can come find me in person if you live in the tri-state area. Or if you don't live in the tri-state area and you want to come and travel, I will be on Cookman Avenue in downtown Asbury Park in front of Larry Cadillac's salon with some of my pre-made spell bags. I will be there chatting, offering any advice and options to book sessions and readings with me, or prepay for custom spell bags. I'll be hanging out in my little hometown now. So come on over. More details to follow on that. I think that's all my housekeeping announcements. I'm gonna take a sip of water, but I'm outside. It's a gorgeous weekend. I mean, we're in the heart of tourist season. It's beautiful spring here in Jersey, and I just want to be outside and enjoy nature and enjoy Mother Earth. And there are so many beautiful birds around where I am right now. And so it was an incredible little soundtrack to be out here. So I want to hear how everyone's feeling. What's been going on for you since this new moon in Taurus? I mean, Taurus is all about this cozy creature comforts. What makes us feel good and safe and secure and surrounded by love and affection. And so how are you creating that and cultivating that in your life? What are you manifesting? What did you put out there for this, last new moon before eclipse season? It's not that you can't manifest. It's not that you can't create things during eclipse season, but it can be a little intense. So I've watched it, and it's one of my favorite series, but my boyfriend Ryan has never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'm rewatching it, he's watching it. It's such a beautiful cartoon. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It's on Netflix. It's just this incredible, ahead of its time show about, and for kids, but it's not for kids. And it just gets into the eloquence and layers of the elements, and I love it so much. As an elemental witch, I love it so much. Please check it out. And they talk about, it's a solar eclipse, but we have a lunar eclipse coming up. We'll talk about that next week. We just had Jupiter move into Pisces, which was really exciting. So in traditional astrology, Jupiter rules Pisces, and there are a lot of planets in their home signs right now and in their signs that they rule. So it could feel like things are really starting to come into place for you. Really, the puzzle pieces are starting to fit, or the puzzle pieces that don't fit, the things that just don't seem right, are not going to be able to stay in those confined or misaligned state, places anymore. So you might find this incredible shift moving forward. And with Jupiter in Pisces, everything is bigger, better, stronger, brighter, expansive. I mean, Jupiter just makes everything bigger. And in Pisces, as I said in a post a couple of days ago, it's all about our intuition. It's all about our empathy. It's all about our spiritual connection. So you could find these things really being amplified, or really being put under a microscope or a magnifying lens to really see and get into the pieces. And what would that look like for you? How would that fit into the scheme or the scope of this existence, of this reality that you're creating for yourself, that you're cultivating, that you're crafting? How do you want it to fit? How do you want it to look? How does it feel to you? What would it feel like? What would it look like to you for you to feel whole, right? Think about a world card in tarot. It's the last card in the major arcana. It's not about the end. Everything is cyclical. Everything runs in cycles. But it's that feeling, that energy of what does it feel like to you? To feel complete, to feel accomplished. And Jupiter just makes everything bigger, more possible. I've got a card that's flipped upwards in here. What do we have? A little surprise. 6 of Wands. We'll get back to that later. But I want to pull a couple of cards for us and see what energy we're working with this week. And I hope everyone's able to get outside and enjoy some of this stunning weather. I didn't realize how bright the sun was the other day. I was sitting out here and I got sunburned all on my shoulder. I don't know if you can still see it. Let's see if you can still see it. I think it might be gone already. So yeah, first sunburn of the season. Guess I gotta buy some sunblock. All right, I'm gonna give it one more shuffle. I do miss my live streams a little bit, having some interactions. So I have a poll going right now about what types of pre-made spell bags you'd want to see. And I'll have some of those available on the 30th. And I might start putting some of those up for sales. But I'm thinking about having, going back to some live streams for some live readings and some live astrology. And I'm always curious as what days and times and nights people would be interested in, and then I'd love to have the interaction back. It was really fun. All right, so here we go. This week we've got the Page of Swords, we have the 7 of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups. So we're in, and I told you before, we pulled the Six of Wands. So we're in some seven energy. Now, when I think about sevens, I think about decisions, right? Especially so much the Seven of Cups. There's this very etheric, very dreamlike, very sort of outer body experience I get with the Seven of Cups. You know, when you think about what comes next in the eight is about leaving behind things that don't make us feel fulfilled. So the Seven of Cups is about stepping into these decisions about what does, which out of these options, which out of what is surrounding you right now would really make you feel fulfilled, sustained, emotionally supported. There's a lot of decisions being made this week. You know, the Page of Swords, the Suit of Swords is connected with the element of air. It's connected with our thought processes, our communication efforts, the way that we think, the way that we process our thoughts, the way that we express ourselves, you know? And the Seven of Swords has a lot to do with sort of putting up boundaries, feeling as though like there's always that sense of the possibility of feeling or being betrayed that comes up in the Seven of Swords. I always like to soften it so that it's not this very rigid, defensive card. I really see this week, and I love that the Six of Wands came up as well. I mean, the Six of Wands is just this incredible embodiment of success and victory and this sense of accomplishment. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's on its way. It's coming. You've been working really hard. So you deserve to be honored. You deserve to be adored. You deserve to be appreciated. So this week, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. I want you to follow the patterns, the flow, what's the word I'm looking for? The nature of your thoughts, the way that they tend to unfold, the way that they connect to one another. And I want you to always ask yourself the question when you might have a slightly fearful or worrying thought. You know, is this real? Is this real, or is this something I'm just somewhere deep down inside afraid of because of a past trauma or something that has come up for me? I want you to analyze it, write it down, journal about it, map it out, see how they all connect together. You know, we're in this manifestation stage, right? What we think we become. Thoughts become things, right? So think the thoughts you wish to become. I know that's so much easier said than done, but it's a way of being in control, of taking your power back when you follow your thoughts and you decide to embody what feels true, what feels right. Listen to what your muscle response is when you have a thought or an idea or an old pattern or an old habit comes back up. Tune into, when you think about it, when you write it out, when you say it out loud, how does it feel in your body? Take that response into consideration before moving forward, before acting on it. You know, the Page of Swords is that beginning, that ambitious, young energy. So maybe you have this new plan and you have some fears or worries behind how it's going to come about. Sit with it and see how it feels, or how it, how it settles within you. So it's going to be a week of a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, and there's, there's a lot of Gemini. Sorry, there's little bugs. There's a lot of Gemini energy coming up. We're going to be moving into Gemini season shortly, which can be very quick moving. We're going to be moving into an eclipse season. We're going to be moving into Mercury retrograde season. So now's a really good time to plan and put the pieces together. And I want to hear all about it. I want to hear how you're doing. I want to hear what you're doing. And if you need any assistance or guidance or help or clarification, you know where to find a witch. Everything will be in the comments, connections to my website, to how to find me, how to work with me, and I hope you have a marvelous week. Enjoy the wonderful weather, and until next time, my darlings, stay wild and stay absolutely weird.